and you're
I
riding
see. I see.
dragon.
That makes sense.
But they think that dragon fire is supposed to kill the White Walkers. Something's telling me I don't think that's going to really happen. Because if we remember back to, I believe it might have been Season 7, maybe even Season 6, when we discovered how the White Walkers were forged by the Children of the Forest, we saw that they were clearly forged with dragon stones, which makes me skeptical to think that they would allow dragon fire to kill them. So I have a feeling that the dragon fire is going to fail, and it's going to be tragic, but I don't really know what's going to happen next after that.
I mean, I kind of disagree because I think if Dragon Stone can get them, like Dragon Fire, I think should be able to. Because I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how that all turns out. But there is kind of the hardened theme of this episode, like in the preparing for war. But there's more than one way of obviously preparing for war. You got to be around the people that you value and are close with the most, and that was happening really for a number of our characters. Let's start with, of course, the big one that everyone was talking about. Everyone was Googling the age of the actor who played Arya, who turns out is 22, but she looks much younger on the show. Getting it on with someone who we kind of got teased with the last episode, Gendry. Did you see this coming? Because I certainly was like, whoa.
Honestly, when that happened, my jaw dropped. Not like hers did when she took it in. But
Whoa.
I was shocked. I was really shocked when that happened. Because they really looked like they were at odds end. And then out of nowhere, she just goes for a power move. Well, dominant power move.
Yeah, I mean,
being dominant.
Yeah, I definitely. She was like, "Okay, we're doing this. Make me my spear. Give me my spear, and in more ways than one."
And give me your spear.
Yeah. That's really what was happening. But yeah, it was a back and forth, very interesting because that exchange as well kind of represents like the hard and soft. Like, okay, I want my spear, but then let's also have sex like before the last time we're alive. And that's also very interesting. She was like 11 in season 1. She's now at least 17. Well, I mean, it's the Seven Kingdoms, so things are a little bit different there. But I mean, there's no way. I think it's okay, but it's still, Genji seems way older. But yeah, that's not really the point. But another interesting thing that happened is this kind of corner of the episode was, on the other hand, we had a really huge gathering by the fire. Where everyone, like, it started off Jaime and Tyrion talking about, their father. It'd be crazy if they could see him now. And then we get Brienne coming in. We got Tormund Giantsbane coming in. Pod, Jorah. Was Jorah there? I think he was.
Yeah, Jorah was
Davos. It was a big kind of gathering around the fire. And then, literally, probably the moment that we've been all waiting for since we first met Brienne happened. Brienne gets knighted right there in the main hall or whatever it was. They're having this gathering, and probably one of the most one of the biggest moments, probably one of my top moments in Game of Thrones to see someone like Brienne, who's probably one of the only people who's never done something that is bad or screwed up. Like the only person, like she's
get the main character Jon Snow here. What has he done?
I mean, he hasn't always been the best. He was kind of bad in season like first season and a half, but like Brienne, she's always been honorable. She's been like protecting her. Like she's probably one of my. I mean, she's not one of my favorite. She's definitely she's a character I really respect.
She's deserving of her title. Now.
For sure.
I do agree with you there.
Yeah, and that was really one of the cool stuff, and it was interesting to see. Do you think there's something more there? Like obviously, Jaime and Brienne, they're great friends. They've been through a lot together. But do you think there's something possibly more there in their relationship?
Honestly, I don't see anything more between Jaime and her. But however, I do see something going on with her and the Northerners. That might be something interesting.
Oh yes. Tormund.
Giantsbane?
Yeah, Tormund Giantsbane, the crazy orange-haired man who was like, if I were a king, I would knight you 10 times over, or however he talks. Yeah, so...
easily one of my favorite characters right there.
Yeah, he's funny. Like, him and the Hound are kind of really good for the same ways, you know? Like, they're all like...
Yeah.
Like,
they clash a lot, too, which is entertaining.
Yeah. They're very... They have a strong character, I'll just say that. Yeah, so... finally, probably one of the biggest examples of Saved by the Bell scenes I've ever seen. Jon and Daenerys down on the crypts, looking at Lyanna, and Daenerys is like, I can't believe Rhaegar, they always said he was such a good man, I can't believe he would rape Lyanna. Jon was like, they didn't. They had a son.
Oh, what?
They snuck away.
Jaw dropped. She was like, the fuck?
She's like, ah. She is totally taken aback by that, and she was like, you see her first reaction. It's kind of something that deep down in your heart of hearts, knowing the way Daenerys has been, she's like, okay, this is not cool. This is not cool. You just believe what your brother and your best friend told you. Like, this is, I'm the person who should be sitting in the Iron Throne, etc., etc., etc. And
it's the denial factor of the jealousy.
Yeah.
Now, she knows he does deserve the throne more than her in more ways than one. As we also were able to tell by the dragon's reaction to letting him ride her, from old time, Targaryens were the only ones that are allowed to ride dragons. And now Jon Snow is riding dragons? This can't be right.
Honestly, she probably should have been able to figure that out sooner.
Yeah. Highly agree with you there.
Yeah, like, there's some things not right here when you just let him ride a dragon. But the rules on that are a little murky and unclear. But, yeah, that is an interesting thing. So, yeah, he says, my real name is Aegon Targaryen. And he kind of offers a bridge version of the plot secret and all that stuff. Yeah, and she pretty much, again, she thinks it's kind of a conspiracy theory. And then all of a sudden, brrr, the horn blows, and the Night King has arrived in Winterfell. And I was looking through this, I was like, when are we going to get to a battle? I want to get to a battle scene. Or we possibly have a battle here. Because I thought the battle would come in episode 2, but no, it's coming in season 8, episode 3. So it's time to kind of get ready here. So what we're going to do, we just take a look at what we know. As the Game of Thrones has released images about everyone's favorite characters, and Sansa and Arya, and first thing I want to ask you about is the Winterfell crypts. The big plan is to say, okay, everyone, get down on the crypts, just prepare and hide with all these dead Starks. And the thing is, obviously, the White Walkers can raise the dead, as we saw at Hardhome. So,
oh no!
What was the thought there? I don't get it.
Imagine if they raise the dead bones and body of Ned Stark.
Yeah, Ned, Lyanna. Who else you got? Like, you got like thousands of Stark. You got maybe even like the first Stark ever, Brandon the Builder, in there. Like, that could be very disturbing.
Deadly.
Like imagine Arya fighting against her father as a zombified ice corpse.
Well, Arya won't be in the crypt. Just think about that.
But if they make their way out there, of course. But as Gendry found out,
Gilly, however, Samuel Tully's lover, will be
Gilly,
dead if that does happen.
Yeah, who else we got? Varys is down there as well, and yeah, it's really pretty crazy. And I don't know if you noticed this. This is another one of those weird ones. An episode so packed of little scenes nobody ever talked about. So, speaking of crypts, we saw a little girl kind of when she was getting food back in episode 2 of season 8. I don't know if you caught this. It was this girl
did protect the crypt.
Yeah. She was protecting the crypts, talking to Davos, and there's a little scar face, talked exactly like Shireen, and I was just like, Davos was looking like weirdly. Gilly, who's also been taught to read by Shireen, was looking weird. She was like, wait, did you just see what I just saw? Like, that was a really cool homage, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was kind of like a flashback scene in a way. Could be foreshadowing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope, unfortunately, Shireen gone from our lives. But, yeah, we can hopefully see that, hopefully she's down there in the crypts and doing a pretty good job, because...
Now, something that would be intriguing to see happen is the red woman coming back again during the battle scene.
I think the red woman's going to die.
Wait, where is she currently? Do we know where she is?
I think she went off to Essos to do something, because that's like where her religion is the most powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So, just looking at some of the pictures here for episode 3. So what we know is the dragons, from what we saw, there was like a little on Reddit, I believe. They did this thing where they brightened the image of like the 50-second trailer they put out at the end of last episode, and they were able to see like there were like Rhaegal and Viserion, I believe, or Drogon. Rhaegal and Drogon, I think their names. They were out there, they were flying, and they were in action quickly, which could be a little bit dangerous. And what are the chances do you think another dragon falls under the hands of the Night King? I don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, it would be great if it does happen.
Why are we on the Night King side here?
For the mentality theory of, wow, she started with 3 dragons, the most powerful person in the world, and now she's down to 1 dragon because she was foolish enough to lose 2 of them to the same person. So you have to understand the irony of that, which is beautiful.
Yeah, that's true.
However, at the same time, it would be tragic to see a dragon fall again.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any way, people are wondering. I heard this brand possibility working into the zombified dragon. That would be interesting, and I think maybe the question is
Bran
like,
was able to get into the dragon's head.
Yeah, I could see like it's kind of a self-sacrifice scenario. Bran being like, I can't hold it. This is the way this is gonna have to go, and then like he just turns around, destroys like the Night King army, and then he just like vanishes and like just collapses on the floor and just dies or whatever. Like that, that
would be interesting.
That would be. I feel like there's something that's happened. It's like predictable. But, I mean, it's very possible. There's so many different routes they could go with this. So that's why I think it's going to be so interesting to watch. All right. That's all the time we have for today. Dirk, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Hope you enjoy episode 3. Spin the list.